Right now, Thomas Markle Jr. has lashed out at his sister in the most brutal interview he has ever given.
Royal family, you should be so thankful this woman wanted to leave because she's not going to bring any good to the branding of royal. She's going to downgrade it to a level of ghetto, and that's what it is. This is just bad.
Think about the sheer, breathtaking coldness of it, because the truth is always hiding right there in plain sight if you just dare to look past the carefully staged gloss. 1 year ago, in a hospital bed on the far side of the world, Thomas Markle lost his leg. His daughter did not come. There was no phone call, no flight, no face at that bedside. She sent a letter days late and went straight back to her cameras. How do you sleep at night knowing your own flesh and blood is bleeding out in a sterile ward while you pose for another glamour shot? It is a level of calculated emotional frostbite that defies human comprehension. A chilling reminder that some people will throw away the very hands that raised them just to secure a spot under a brighter light.
Now, after this point, when you've had 7 years knowing my father's phone number, it hasn't changed for 15 years. It's the same phone number. You have not reached out. You have not texted. You have not called.
That is the woman the whole world calls kind, the queen of kindness itself, the great humanitarian who lectures you about love and empathy from a Netflix sofa inside a 9-bedroom mansion. And that right there is what she does to the man who raised her the second those cameras switch off. It makes your stomach turn, doesn't it? The dizzying hypocrisy of preaching global compassion while running away from your own personal debts. The grand speeches about healing and human connection sound like a sick joke when you realize they are just hollow marketing lines designed to mask a ruthless, calculated exile.
Someday Meghan's going to realize that she's obviously missing out on a really good, tight-knit family. I mean, we're all still together all the time, no matter what, and you can't put a price on it.
Here is the truth straight, with no soft edges on it. Meghan Markle built a fortune selling you a warmth she does not own, and the father who gave that woman everything is dying at the end of a phone line she stopped answering 7 years back. In my opinion, she would still be a waitress if it wasn't for dad. So stay with me. I'm going to show you what this woman does, not just what she says, and I am going to do it one cold act at a time, chapter by chapter. By the end, you will never look at that gentle little smile the same way again. People of this evil do not have a place on this world. Now look at the image first. You have to see the halo before you can grasp how dark things really get behind it. Meghan Markle sells herself as the kindest soul on earth. Compassion is the entire brand. She talks about empathy, about lifting people up, about being there for anybody who hurts.
In my opinion, she would still be a waitress if it wasn't for dad.
At the United Nations, she stood and preached it. She built a whole lifestyle empire out of candles and soft words and gentle little smiles. Every photo, every speech, every show says the same thing to you. I am good. I am gentle. Nobody on this earth cares quite as much as I do.
People of this evil bullshit caliber do not have a place on this world.
Now, this coldness did not start last winter. It started at the wedding, the very day the fairy tale began. Just days before Meghan married her prince, her father had a heart attack. He was rushed to a hospital bed, too sick to fly, too sick to walk her down any aisle. A loving daughter cancels. A loving daughter picks up a phone and says, "Dad, get well, the wedding can wait." That is not what Meghan did. She went ahead. She stepped into the most famous family on the planet in front of billions and had a prince walk her down that aisle in her own father's place, as if the man had never mattered a jot. Like any proud parent, his home is littered with photos of his beloved children. For a long time, she wanted to be a dancer. Each image is a heartbreaking reminder of happier times. These guys can tell you how close we were, Meghan and I certainly spent a lot of my life with her. I don't know how she can throw all that away. The last time she ever spoke to him was over that hospital bed. He hung up hurt, and she let 7 years of silence do the rest. The messages Harry sent in those final days read like a man watching a car roll toward a cliff. Please pick up. We only need to speak to you. None of it moved her, not by a single inch. Think about the message in that. Her father is lying in a cardiac ward, and her answer is to carry on with the party and write him out on the very same afternoon. No delay, no visit, no second thought. Just a wedding that rolled straight over the top of a sick old man. Honestly, who does that to the father who raised them? A woman who had already decided her own dad was in the way of the story story she wanted to sell. But I have to just say, anyone who has doubted me over the past decade about this evil woman now needs to eat some humble pie. I remember when she was born, the new addition to the family, and we just have a very young sister here. Thomas Jr. was 14 when Meghan came into the world. During the Oprah interview, when Meghan said she had no siblings, when she told the world she was an only child. I mean, were you disappointed? No, I just made a little mark on my board and said, oh, there's another lie. Click, start with who that father really is. Forget him and the whole fairy tale falls apart. Thomas Markle is no stranger off the street. He raised her, a 2-time Emmy winner who worked the lights on American television for a living. He spent his own money on her schooling, her acting lessons, every audition that carried her out of nowhere and up into Hollywood. August 4th, 40 years ago, Meghan was born, and she was born as a C-section, so she was put in my arm. I was the first person to hold her. Her little hand went around my fingers like that, and I fell in love with her, and I've been that way for 40 years. On the day she came into the world, his were the first hands she ever felt. He gave that girl every single thing he had, and here's the reward he got back. A phone number that went dead, notes left at a door, every last one ignored. 2 grandchildren he has been forbidden from meeting, not once in 7 years. Then a stroke that stole his voice, so the poor man had to learn to speak all over again just to keep on begging for a daughter who will not pick up. It's really a little bit disturbing, saying that, she doesn't have a family and she doesn't have a father. That's just ridiculous. Picture how that feels for a second. He put it better than I ever could. A man locked in a prison cell gets more love than the father of a duchess. Meghan has made her own dad lonelier than a stranger behind bars. His entire crime was one mistake. He posed for a few photos, said sorry 100 times over, and got handed a lifetime in exile for it. God, but I didn't do this for money. I did this to change my image. For 1 over year, I was presented as a hermit living and hiding out in Mexico. I was looking to change my image. And obviously, that was a mistake. It went wrong. You couldn't make it up. This, remember, is the woman telling the rest of us to be kinder to one another. And do not let anyone sell you the line that this is about money. He has never asked that daughter for a penny. He wants none of her fortune and says so plainly that he lives simple and always has. All the old man is after is a phone call and the chance to meet 2 grandchildren before his time is up. Do you still love your daughter? Of course I do. I love my children. I love my other daughter. I love my son. Of course I love them. She has the private jets, the mansion, and the millions to make that happen in a single afternoon. She just will not do it. He counts their birthdays from a distance, sends flowers that come home unanswered, and faces another Father's Day on his own every single year. There's a lot that's been lost already, and I grieve a lot. I mean, I've lost my father. I believe she had a clear motive for writing family off because it would seemingly justify and perhaps delay the revelation of all of the lies that she had told the royal family. Now, here is where one sad story turns into a cold, hard pattern. It is not only her own dad she treats this way. Look at Harry's father, the king, an old man who threw open the doors of the most famous family on earth for Meghan, handed her a title, made her a duchess overnight. When Thomas was too sick to attend that wedding, it was the king himself, then a prince, who stepped in and walked her down the aisle. Oh, that same man later fell ill and was treated for cancer. And these two, the great humanitarians, the compassion couple, could not bring themselves to sit at his side. Either he's trying to get back in with the king because he knows he'll never be able to get back in with William. That's never going to happen.